Yes, people, welcome back to Albert JTV for another live Q&A. It's been a while, people. But before we get into this, let's hit the intro. Yes, my people, footballing community, Arsenal footballing community, welcome back to Albert JTV for another live Q&A. I say that, but it's been a long time since I've done one. Quite a while, but it's about time I did another one. So apologies to my subscribers because I should be doing a lot more live Q&As, but it's good to be back and thank you for your continued loyal support. As I always say, people, obliterate that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you once again to the people that have subscribed recently. It is much appreciated. Let me quickly go to the chat before I ramble on even more than I usually do. Oh, Lottie's in there. That's it. Go on, Lots. Lottie B. Yes, Alps. I know, too good, too kind. Good shout out in the article. There was one out. A very good shout. I will touch on that very shortly, believe it or not, Lottie. It was a very good win. Confidence booster after the midweek defeat against Wolfsburg. But yes, like Lottie says, people, obliterate that like button. But if you need another reminder, this is what you should be doing by now. And there you have it, people. Like Lottie says in the chat, smash the like button. As I like to say, sometimes caress the like button. But people, yeah, like I said, it's been a while, man. But it's good to actually. I do actually enjoy Q&As, to be honest with you. So people firing your questions at some point. If I do deviate away, I'll wait a little bit. Then just because I want to talk about particular subjects. But further ado, the first thing I want to mention, very quickly, we had the World Cup draw. Was it on Friday evening? Friday late afternoon at 5 o'clock. I will get that on screen now to quickly talk about that because I think it's quite important personally. And I love a World Cup tournament, as the Guna Souls will vouch for that as well. So there you have it, people. England are in Group B. An unusual World Cup, obviously, because we're having a World Cup in November, December, which is because obviously it being in Qatar, their summers are quite hot than the normal type of summer. So to get people playing football in that kind of conditions, impos. But I heard a lot of people saying about there wasn't really a group of death. There's some interesting games though. I'm going to pinpoint the games I'm looking forward to in each group. So in Group A, you've got the host Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. I must admit, I'm looking forward to seeing Senegal play Netherlands. I think that'll be a fantastic game. Group B, England, Iran, USA, and obviously the winners out of Wales, Ukraine, and Scotland. If, no disrespect, if Ukraine don't get through and it's out of Scotland and Wales, if I was to put my money on it, and I'm not that much of a betting man, a little bit, I would probably say I would lean towards Wales just because of the Gareth Bale factor. And when him and Ramsey put on that red shirt for Wales, absolutely different animals, man. So I would say keen to see England versus USA, to be honest. I don't know how much USA have progressed over the years. I don't follow too much of their football as I used to. People in the chat, let me know if you can hear me okay. Hopefully you can. And I think England-Scotland obviously would be an amazing battle, just as England-Wales would be. But that's I guess the home tie I'd kind of be looking forward to, even though it's in Qatar. Group C, for me, the standout in that is Argentina-Mexico. I think that'd be a very good game. Group D, France versus Denmark would be a very good game. Christian Eriksen, as you recently seen, has come back and played for the national team. Absolutely superb. So yeah, France and Denmark most definitely. Group E, Spain, Germany easily stand out. Group F, looking forward to seeing Belgium, Croatia, and how Canada will get in their first World Cup, to be honest. Group G, you have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. Brazil versus Cameroon will be interesting. But I think Switzerland would give Brazil a very, very good game. That's quite a tough group, to be honest with you. And obviously, Group H, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. Two games I'm looking forward to really in that is Portugal, Ghana, and definitely Ghana, Uruguay. A repeat of 2010 and Luis Suarez. But yeah, people will come away from that. But my quick thoughts on sort of England is I've seen a lot of talk recently. It's probably arguably the best England squad of players that I've seen in my lifetime. And I've seen some very good England squads, trust me. But the pool of talent for this England players in many different positions, many different, the fullback position, centre back position, um, wide midfielder, wide attackers, strike force, and the midfield, there's a plethora of talent there. So I think the only thing stopping England for me is Gareth Southgate. What I mean by that is, if I'm using the reference, I think he's been a very good manager for this group of players, and he has done what people like to give Mikel Arteta for in terms of changing the culture within the dynamic in the group. None of the cliques and the United boys stick together and the Chelsea boys stick together. None of that rubbish. And you know what? It's not necessarily something that's going to make you win a major tournament, but believe me, it will help. They've had a Nation League semi-final. They've had a World Cup semi-final back in Russia 4 years ago. And they obviously reached the final of the Euros. I think the only thing I would say in terms of Gareth Southgate is that I look at that final against Italy, for example, and personally, I think he should have started Saka, and that's not being biased. I just think if you had the confidence in him to play him in a European Championship semi-final, why can't you play him in the final? For me, that was a cautious move. You look at the final itself, England go 1-0 up very, very early. People will say England should have really gone for the jugular and try and get the second goal. And I agree with that. And also, as well, on top of that, I look at someone who was as influential as Jack Grealish, who had the season he had before at Villa, and then going into the Euros, and Gareth Southgate brings him on in the 96th minute in the final. Those are moments for me that come with it's too cautious. Yes, listen, it's an important game. England haven't been to a final in my lifetime, so but I think the only person that it would be interesting to see if England get to the last stages and they have the same type of game that is how the final panned out in Euros. What would Gareth Southgate do differently? And that's my only question. And we'll quickly go to the chat. Lottie's asked a question straight away. Right, let me get that group up again. Is that England's group, is it? Yes, it is. I believe it is Group B. Let me double check, Lottie, if I get it wrong. Yes, it is. Let's say, for argument's sake, Wales get through. I think England and Wales will qualify. I need to see a bit more or do a bit more homework with the USA to see how they've been playing for the last few years. But I would stick my neck out on the line and go England and Wales will qualify from that group. The Iranians will not be happy with me saying that, but listen, you can't please everybody. You definitely can't. Good question, Lottie. Mr. Silver Fox, cheers, my bro. Good to see you in the chat, man. Yeah, that's right. We always put Barcelona teams. That's any football. Yeah, that's the only thing that concerns me with Gareth Southgate. As I said to you, it's nothing personal against him. Like I said, he's done a lot of good with that England group of players for a number of years now. Effectively, what, 4 or 5 years. So I just think you got the players to release the shackles. Don't contain them. Another question in there. Who's getting through Group H, let me quickly look again just to double check, my friend. Right, Bossy Fox. So, wow, that is a tough group. I mean, even the South Koreans many years ago. What was it? I think it's either I think it's probably South or North Korea. made the quarters of the World Cup into, is it 02, was it? I mean, a lot of times passed since then, so I don't know how strong they are now. Uruguay would be interesting because I'm not sure they had the best qualifying campaign. They still got some good players though. You also got Benton Core at Tottenham. I'm not sure if Luis Suarez has hung up his international boots yet. Centre back wise, I don't know if they still got Jimenez, and I think Godin must have retired now. Surely, man, that guy must be about 40 years of age. He's not, but he looks like it. But yeah, Group H, Bossy Fox, Portugal, and as much as it pains me to say it, and there's part of me that almost doesn't want them to get through, is Ghana, because obviously they beat us in the qualifying for the World Cup, which I'm still not happy about. You probably saw my little video about Nigeria. Wow, was not impressing them two legs, man. I tell you that, absolutely not. Southgate has me watching England again. Good point. Culture thing, yeah, 100%. I used to hate watching them because of the way they were. Culture change has been for the better, 100%. And you know what it is as well, Lottie, and people in the chat. One thing that made me angry, I've been very open about this, is when I can't remember what year it was, when I think Rio and I think Steven Gerrard and I think Lampard was there, or it might have been Owen Hargreaves. There was on BT Sport, and Jake Humphries was talking to him about I think the time of England, and what stuff Rev Ferdinand was coming out, was talking about, oh, he didn't want, your rivals getting one over you. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about, mate? You're away with that. You're privileged to play, and you was a good player to play for the England national side in a major football tournament. Why would you be giving a toss about you don't want your rivalry, you don't want your rivals in terms of club players getting the better of you or getting the upper hand? How are they going to do that in international duty? I never understood that them kind of comments, man. I really didn't. When I heard him say it at the time, I thought, you know what? That probably, not saying it would have been a definite, as you mentioned with culture, Lottie, but it helps when you've got a harmonious group, man, that are together and the spirit. And when I heard him come out and say that, I said, no, I don't accept that. They will be seeking. Silver Fox, you raised a point, quick. I'm going to quickly make about the African nations in terms of their performances at the World Cup. I believe Morocco were the first team in '86 to actually get through to a knockout stage. The problem you have is that Cameroon did amazing in 1990 and got to the quarterfinal and got beat by England. But if you actually look at Cameroon's World Cup record since 1990, it is appalling. People spoke about it many years ago. Would an African nation be good enough to win a World Cup? And never say never, but I'll tell you one nation that disappointed me continuously through a number of World Cups. They obviously didn't qualify for this one, but is Ivory Coast. They've had some sensational players over the last 15, 20 years. And they've done nothing in the World Cups. I don't think they've ever made a knockout stage. Nigeria debuted in 1994, made the second round. We lost to Italy in a tough game. And in 1998, we got to the second round again. We beat Spain in that World Cup in 1998. That's no mean feat. And we beat Bulgaria in the group stage in 1994, who went on to make the semi-finals in USA. That period from 94 to 98 for Nigeria was exceptional. And I don't really think they've recaptured that. Yes, they've been to some of the knockout stages since then, but I've never been fully convinced by the players, to be honest with you. It's my own personal opinion. But yeah, let's have a gear change. Big shout out to the Arsenal ladies. A comfortable 5-0 win today. I went for score prediction. I was tuned into Cannon Chatter's chat along, but kind of the same thing with G and forgive me, I forgot the other guy's name, Lottie, if you're still in the chat. Sam, is it? Yeah. Big up to Cannon Chatter. People, go and subscribe to them, please. Fantastic channel. And you'll see more of the women's content on there as well as doing the men. So big up for Lottie for doing that. And I'll be on shortly at some point. But yeah, in comfortable 5-0 victory. I was saying before, Leicester women, they've only scored 14 goals this season. I think they've got before today, and they've got a goal difference of -29. So I didn't expect them to score today. Chelsea gave them an absolute annihilation last week. And let me get some facts on the screen there. So yeah, 5-0. Vivian Miedemar gets a couple. Beth Mead bags one as well. And yeah, you can see by just the minor stats there. Arsenal 76% possession, 30. I knew it was a lot. I'll be honest with you, but when I watched the game today, I didn't realize it was that many. 30 shots, 11 on target. That's not a bad conversion rate. Getting 5. And I actually think they should have scored more. 17 corners. One thing I was disappointed watching the Arsenal ladies. I don't know what you guys think in the chat, but I thought their set piece from the corners was awful today. I generally thought it was, and they had 17 corners. As you see, Leicester, they hung in, dug in, and defended gallantly, and the goalkeeper kept them in it. But as you see there, one shot, none on target. But Arsenal were completely dominant. And actually, like I said, they should have scored a few more. And fair play to them as well, despite what people might think of Leicester's deficiencies. Arsenal had a big game during the week. Last Thursday again. Was it Thursday? Was it Thursday? Was it or Wednesday against Wolfsburg? And they obviously had to travel back. Getting Leo Vulti back into the team was key. I saw the stat with Beth Mead. Big up to Beth Mead and Katie McCabe in terms of getting 150 appearances for Arsenal. And you saw the stat. Lottie would have seen it 100%. And the guys that watched it. I think Beth Mead is what's she? Is she the joint? Is it assist person in WSL? And that's history. There's some mad names on there, man. Mad names. So let me carry on before. Let me cut to the chat. Let me not ignore you guys, man. Tommy, big up to you, mate. Yeah, they did. I'll tell you what, Cameroon. England were very lucky to win that. I was young, but I remember that game. Very, very fortunate to win that. When you got a goal scorer like Guy Lineker back in the day, then you've always got a chance. Yes, Russ in the chat. Big up to you, Russ. Lottie, no worries, man. Yeah, we listen. We'll have to arrange a show soon, definitely. When they do, that's it. Is that the one? Is that the stat, Lottie? Is it? There's one I saw it come up at the start when before the game when they said, yes, that's amazing. Like Beth Mead's progression. I know she was gutted to miss out on the Olympics, man. 100%. I'd love to know why she never got picked, but listen, we'll come to that another day. But yeah, Beth Mead has been. She gives. You know what? She gives Arsenal. If you take her at that team, they're a different team, man. I think 100%. I think. But yeah, you know what? You've got a big game. Is it April to Easter Sunday semi-final against Chelsea in the FA Cup? Wow. I think at the moment, I think Chelsea will 1-0 up. I think the second half will just start. So I know Arsenal were 2 points ahead before that Chelsea game, weren't they? So yeah, unfortunately, Arsenal didn't take charge of them games in hand they had before. But you know what? 5-0 away win after playing a midweek game in Europe, boost the goal difference a bit. Listen, I wouldn't complain with that. I wouldn't complain with that. I'm sure Lottie wouldn't either, and the people in the chat. But yeah, man, big up to the women, man. Can't leave them out, man. Oh, one more thing, the Arsenal kits. People in the chat, let me know what you think of the leaked Arsenal kits. As many of you might know, spoken to me, Lottie will know this for me. I am 100% behind old school kits. Nothing against the new kits. I've seen some amazing new kits Arsenal have done, trust me. But I love my old school, man. I need to look into a couple more, man. 100%. Gonna be doing some eBay looking and Amazon looking, trust me. That's it. Lottie dropped something in the chat. We did miss her Thursday. We missed Leah Walty and Beth Mead 100%. And it was a stupid booking as well that I got her to miss that game. Yeah. 3-0 up Chelsea, yeah? Wow. Okay. Listen, they go to the wire, man. They'll go to the wire. Arsenal's just got to yeah, drop in the chat quickly, Tom, Lottie, and anyone that watches the game. Your thoughts on Nikita Paris? I remember when she first broke into the England side under Mark Sampson, and breath of fresh air, man. And she went into that 2019 World Cup with quite a, you know what, as someone to kind of bring England through and was seen as a sort of a starlight and someone that would cause problems. And remember, England won the opening group game against Scotland in France in the last World Cup in 2019, and Nikita Price missed a penalty. I think she missed 2 penalties in the tournament. Actually, she did have a great tournament. I know she got a move to Lyon. I'm not sure how well it worked out there, but her coming to Arsenal, yeah, it's just I don't know what's happened there, man. I don't know what's happened to her form. I don't know. Maybe she just needs to be rediscovered. But Ian Wright made a good point when in the Arnold Clark Cup game when they played Spain in the second game, and he said that with himself when he's playing, if you've got certain players or midfield players or attacking players around you that will bring the best out in your game, it's going to make a big difference. But for example, when they played in that Arnold Clark Cup game, you had a midfielder, Georgia Stanway, Jill Scott, and Jordan Nobbs. And, as a wide player, and those are good players, by the way, they're not, that's not gonna enhance your game. But Nikita Price is a mystery, man. It's like even with it's the equivalent to me. It's equivalent of what's happened to Marcus Rashford. I generally don't know. I know he's played under a lot of managers, but yeah, both are mysteries to me, really. But time will tell with Nikita Price. She still gets picked for England, so Serena Wiegman must see something in her. But people, main topic of conversation. Let's start with the top 4 race. Now, people in the chat, you might not want to give your answers or your predictions straight away, but have a think about it. But I was looking at Arsenal's remaining fixtures and 9 cup finals to go, people, 27 points to play for. I looked at where Arsenal would get them points or a sufficient enough amount of points to get us top 4. And I want you to, I'm trying to, and I did it. I tried to do it not off the basis of the fact that you've got to separate from Arsenal need to win games and what you honestly think will happen. And I can separate the two. It's difficult because you want your team to win football matches, but I'm going to get up on the screen and I'm going to tell you what I've gone for. 9 cup finals, people. 9 cup finals. So here we go. So got Palace tomorrow night. I think we'll get a point. Home game against Brighton. I think we'll get 3 points. Southampton away. I think we'll get 3. Chelsea away. I think we'll beat them. I do think we'll beat them. Won't be easy. I don't say that super confidently. I think we'll beat them. Even our record is not fantastic there, but I think we might just get one over on them. United at home, 3 points. West Ham away. I really was to and fro with this one, people. And I went for Arsenal to get a draw. I think it'd be a score draw. Leeds at home, 3 points. Newcastle away. I think we'll get 3 points. And Tottenham away. Now, people might come at me in the chat, might kill me in the chat. But with me, I'm not going to sit here and lie through my teeth. I actually think they might nick it and beat us. That's my own personal opinion. So points-wise, out of 27, I have got, let me work that out quickly, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 8. I think that's 22 points. Is that right? I'm not sure. Not sure. Let me quickly work that out. Hold on. So 3, 4, 7, 10, 13, 14, 17, 20. Now, I think 20 points out of 27 is a very, very good return. I don't expect us to go through the next 9 games without losing the game. As good as the football has been recently, and as much as you see more of a team shape and more of a structure, I think 20 points out of 27. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair return, and I think that would be enough to get it done. with the London, it's funny because when I looked at it, sort of broke it down. I looked at the first 3 games. I thought, you know what, 7 points out of 9. I kind of came to a quick conclusion as to what I thought the points return would be. So with those first 3 games, it was 7 points. But I must admit, I was to and fro with the Chelsea away and the West Ham away and the Tottenham away because with one of those three games, we have to pick up a win in one of those 3. That's paramount, 100% paramount. There has to be ideally 2 victories out of those 3 games would be fantastic, but we have to pick up a victory in one of those 3 games, 100%. Primarily, love it to be Tottenham away. But listen, we'll see what happens. Yet a date is yet to be confirmed, people, for the Tottenham game. So there's a lot of eagerly waiting Arsenal and Tottenham fans waiting to YouTuber content creators waiting to do their previews for the game, which will come eventually. But yeah, guys, what do you think? So I've gone for 20 points out of 27, and you've seen the games that I've gone where Arsenal will get points and where they will not get points. So let me know what you guys think. You work it out a bit in your heads before you might drop it in the comments. But yeah, I think 20 points out of 27 will get it done, 100%. Let me go to the chat quickly. Lottie made a comment about Nikita. Paris is a bit iffy. She's been away for 2 seasons and she needs some time to settle back to the WSL. Then again, Black Steiners has scored 5 since arriving in January. She just hasn't set Meadow Park alight yet. Yeah, like I said, for me, it's a mystery with Nikita Paris. It is a mystery. Listen, she may come good for the latter part of the season in WSL, and she would have to do something remarkably bad not to make the World Cup squad, the European Championship squad, which I think she will, unless something dramatically happens. You know what? I'll touch on England women towards the end of the Q&A. People, drop some more questions in, man, so I don't keep warbling away. People, if you've arrived late, like I said, smash the like button. And also, as you know, I have an audio version that will go out a little bit later. Details going along the bottom of the screen with my Twitter handle and my Instagram. The people, check it out. Just gonna. No, I don't think she was. I have to remember when they came into charge, actually. So yeah, people, top 4 race. Let me know your thoughts in terms of Arsenal's points return, and we'll see what they end up with. People, I hope you like the new studio background that I have. Still need to work on some better lighting, but yeah, got Dennis in the background, Righty, Adam's shirt, Henri's shirt, gorgeous George in the back there with that beautiful trophy from 88-89, Patrick Vieira there, and obviously Mr. Arsene Wenger. But yeah, time to do a little few tweaks on the channel. You know what I mean? So we'll get there eventually. What's I going to say now? Right, we'll move on to. Let's talk about Mikel Arteta, actually. Let's talk about Mikel. It's a weird one because I look at it over recent I'd say probably recent weeks or a couple of months, whatever you want to look at it. We've had 2 defeats in 2022. If we beat Palace tomorrow, that will be 6 consecutive away wins in the Premier League. I think it's up to he's had 121 games in charge in all comps. By the way, that's all comps. Career wins 66, win percentage 54.55%, and this season it's at 60%. Last season when we finished 8th, we won 18 Premier League games. We lost 13. That was a points per game of 1.61. This season we've won 17 games with 9 to go. We've lost 8. That's a points per game increase of 1.93. That's quite a decent turnaround. I think the problem you've got is, and it's hate's a strong word. It's a very strong word to use, but it's the best word that comes to my mind at the moment. And it's there's some Arsenal fans out there, or a lot of Arsenal fans. I say sections because that's the key word. I don't like to use every Arsenal fan as the same, but that absolutely hate Mikel Arteta. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter what he says pre-match, post-match. They can't stand him. I actually think they probably take a little bit of pleasure out of Arsenal. They don't take any pleasure, sorry, in Arsenal winning games of football. When the manager wins games of football, which is what you want him to do as a fan, what's the negative? Yes, we can sit here and argue the toss about we need to find a striker in the summer who's going to take us on that next level, which is right. I totally agree with what Jamie Carragher said in the what's that called again? The debate thing they have with Keane and Gary Neville. He said Arsenal need to make those sort of big marquee or big signings that will make a difference. I.e., he's referring to obviously to Van Dijk and Alisson. Arsenal need to do that in terms of a striker, and for me, another midfield player. That is essential. But yeah, there's some people that they just have where they've gone so far in on Arteta, probably from the beginning when he was taken on. They will never give this guy any credit. They'll say to you, some Arsenal fans will say, and I've heard them say it, why does he deserve any credit? He should be doing that. Arsenal should be getting fourth. And I think to myself, there's no pundit out there. There's no Arsenal fan realistically. There probably were some that thought Arsenal could get top four. I wasn't one of them. I absolutely was not one of them whatsoever. What does Mikel, if Arsenal fans say things like he needs to earn the respect and he doesn't deserve the credit, what does he have to do? Because I know what will happen. Say, for example, argument's sake, we get top four and we get Champions League football. Because you've even heard some fans say they don't want Arsenal to get Champions League football. I mean, yeah, I know. But what will happen is if we get into Champions League and let's just say we don't get out of the group, the Arsenal Arteta bandwagon will absolutely lose their minds. They will want him gone. I mean, I don't know what they're expecting to do. Because say, for example, we do get Champions League now. What they want? They expect him to turn. They expect him to win it. Do you know how difficult it is to win the Champions League? It was only in Madrid a few years ago who actually retained it for the first time in its new format of the Champions League. It's a very difficult competition to win. Very, very difficult. We had an opportunity once and we didn't take it, unfortunately. But you know, it'd be interesting, right? It won't happen. It probably won't happen. But say if we do get Champions League football, right? And Arsenal get to the quarterfinals in the Champions League and we go out, for example, what would they say? What would they say? I want to know what the people that absolutely despise our manager, what they would turn around and say. Because listen, every Arsenal fan, whether you're, I won't say pro Arteta or not pro Arteta, I'll say to the Arsenal fans that had doubts about him or still have doubts about him. I know a lot of people on the platform who know how to articulate their words and not rant and rave and, you know, get their point across well. And even they've said, you know what, there's some aspects he deserves a little bit of credit. I mean, if anyone had said to me about an Arsenal defense that we would not have conceded from a corner in 120 corners, 120 plus corners, 13 clean sheets in the Premier League, you know, that if that's not an improvement, then I generally don't know what is. So let me come to chat because people, you lot are filing some things, some questions, man. Let me see. Let me come back up. See some people coming in. Let me see. 100%. Tommy, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they have that. That's the thing. They've gone so far in, mate. They are not prepared whatsoever to give him any credit. And if you're not going to give him any credit, give the players credit. But then the problem is you can't give the players credit because there's people that didn't want Martin Odegaard or were very underwhelmed and we'll give Thomas Partey one more season to, you know, to fix up. And, you know, listen, if you can't praise the manager, then praise the players. Then praise the players. If you can't praise the players, at least, then don't go to the games, man. Just watch the you know, when they clip the 3 minute highlights, just watch that. It's like they almost take. It's like it almost upsets them that Arsenal win football matches. I mean, I've seen it. Listen, I've said this, I've had this conversation with Lottie, some people in the chat, and people on the platform, and I said that it's almost like what's the best way I can put it? I have to come back to it. It's completely gone out of my head. It's good. It's good what I was going to say as well, man. It's annoying. But yeah, Arteta, he's made some bold decisions this season, man. People, whether it's right or wrongly, people agree with it in terms of the Aubameyang situation. People still probably question his substitutes a little bit still. And also and even Ben White's probably another one as well. I'd say he's almost a little bit of a whipping boy for some of the Arsenal fans. What I mean by that is because they were sort of in the Saliba camp kind of thing. Listen, I'd like to see Saliba come back. I'd like to see him play, other than in a shirt, other than just in another shirt, not in our shirt, to be honest. But I think even with the way that's looking, it's an odd situation. I've never seen anything like in football where you've bought a player and he's more effectively been on loan for 3 years. It's mad. I think, sort of looking at reports and what people say, I think we'll probably sell him. I don't really see a situation where it's not even so much the fact that Ben White and Gabriel have been brilliant this season. It's just the fact that for him to not have got an opportunity to play for Arsenal in 3 years is remarkable, to be honest with you, because I'm sure nobody has, or 27 or 30 million euros to waste at any club to buy someone that you're not going to play. And obviously, he recently made the French squad, so he got to be doing something right, man, on his loan spell. But that's the story's not over with that. But I can't see a situation where we see him playing an Arsenal shirt. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a mad one. It's a mad one. But guys, I'm not going to spend too long. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done a Q&A, but it's glad to see people in the chat. Thank you for interacting. And Tommy, I'm still trying to remember that point I was going to make, man. Oh, it's about Arteta. I can't. It's gone out of my head now. I should have wrote it down. But let's move on to the Palace game, man. Selhurst Park. Atmosphere-wise, that stadium looks. It sounds amazing. Sounds absolutely amazing. And yes, it is the return of Vieira versus Mikel Arteta, part 2. Let's get this right. We was very fortunate in the game. I think it was it. But guys, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Did we play them last November when we got the 2-2 draw at the Emirates? I thought it was very fortunate. We went ahead fortunately against run of play. They got back. They came into the game more and controlled our midfield. Conor Gallagher was exceptional in that game. And we got a 2-2 draw. Luckily, with Lacazette scoring in the last minute. Patrick Vieira's done fantastic at Crystal Palace, man. Because the manager that Palace had in Roy Hodgson, who was very, very pragmatic, very defensively minded setup. And under Vieira, Palace are not. I wouldn't say they're like that at all. They've kind of harnessed more of their attacking flair to their team. I mean, I know they've got a couple of injury doubts and worries, which normally means that they'll turn up against Arsenal tomorrow, which is Michael Olise, who's fantastic from what I've seen with them, French under-21 international, and Zaha's got some hamstring issues, but they've got Mateta, Eberieze's come back, Conor Gallagher's been exceptional. Even if Mateta's not there, you've got Christian Benteke can come on the bench. So it's gonna be a tough game. That's why I've gone for a draw, because I think, yes, it's like I said to you in the points prediction thing that I put up on the screen earlier. I try to do it based on not the fact that Arsenal have to win football matches, but what I think they'll get in points return, and that's two completely different things. But I think we'll get a point tomorrow. Injury-wise for Arsenal, I believe Tomiyasu and Tomiyasu's close, I believe. Saka and Ramsdale were back in training, if that's correct. They say Ramsdale might still be a doubt, though. I'm not too sure. So Those are the main two really. Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, and Saka. But it'll be interesting to see what the team lineup will be on tomorrow night, actually. Also, as well, big shout out to Same on Arsenal, PG Amanda. I'll be on the Same on Arsenal doing a post match after the Palace game, the amazing James Cook as well. So people come and check that out after the Crystal Palace Arsenal game, hopefully with 3 points in the bag. And big up to the Arsenal away fans that are going tomorrow, man. The ticket thing at Arsenal has been hot, man. The last few months, man, trying to get tickets to watch Arsenal. Woo! Been tough, man. Let me go to chat quickly. Oh, wow, 5-0. That's bumped up their goal difference even more, Chelsea ladies. Wow. Is Beth England playing Lottie? I like Beth England. Listen, I think I think she's in the World Cup qualifying squad, but whether she'll make the Euro squad, we'll see. But I like Beth England. I think if Ellen White gets too tired, or you need another option, or it's not working out for her, then you got Beth England there. So yeah, there's some good England. Again, with the women's ladies, listen, we'll talk about another day, man. Where they've got a plethora of talent. So what's Tommy said now? For some fans, even progress can never be enough. That's the thing. Like, you see what I mentioned before when they're saying about, oh, he doesn't deserve any credit, for example, or he needs to earn my respect. What does he have to do? Because if you're thinking about him winning the Premier League, then you're asking for too much. I mean, we are behind Liverpool, Man City, and that's been the case for a number of years. And what kind of made me say that even more at the time was when the season Man City won the league by a point ahead of Liverpool, and that game at the Etihad. Wow, Man City went into that game. I think they were 7 points behind Liverpool, and they needed to win that game to get within 4 points. And the level of football in that game that night was in a different league. And even then, I watched that game. I said at the time, I said Arsenal are a million miles off, man. Million miles off. We're still off it even now, because when you look at the big games we've played, we should have beat Man City. We didn't. We lost, and that's the cold, hard reality of football. We played that game against Liverpool a few weeks ago, and that game for me typified fine margins, and it was because we were good in the first half. If we score the goal within the first 10 minutes of the second half, Arteta's plans work perfectly, but we go 1-0 down, game over. So fine margins, man, and we're not there yet. We're nowhere near there yet, but there's small shoots there that when we're coming up against the big teams, we're not going to fear a hammering every single time, and that's a different mindset. Let's have a look there. Let me get it. Yeah, Tommy, you're spicing up, man. I mean, West Ham won, Tottenham won, and yeah, you know what I mean? You can't expect results to always go your way. That's why a lot of people say when they're asked about Arsenal's top four, it is in Arsenal's hands. It 100% is. We've got games in hand over West Ham and Tottenham. So it is 100% Arsenal's top four to lose. Like I said, 9 cup finals, man, 27 points to play for. And yeah, like it's 27 points to play for, and we see where we go. Like I said, I think 20 points at 27 at this stage of the season, if Arsenal got that, I think that's phenomenal form. Absolutely phenomenal. The people jump in the chat. Do you want me to drop any last minute questions? So I'm going to wrap up soon. But like I said, man, it's been good to do a live Q&A for once. It's been a while, man. Like I said, I enjoy doing them. But yeah, Vieira's got Palace playing brilliantly, man. I think Palace are 12th in the league at the moment. But you know what? Whenever I hear talk about injuries, right, I expect the players to turn up and play for their team, man. I remember Paul Merson made a point one time about players hardly ever being fully fit. There was always some kind of niggle or slight injury that they would play most games. I think that happens with most footballers, to be honest, even still now. Well, yeah, if you've got a niggle or a slight injury, like I said, I'd be surprised if both Elise and Zaha are missing. But I know Patrick Vieira was saying that they still kind of need to be assessed um, before the game. And I'm not sure if they actually came back into training either, the two Palace boys. I'm not too sure. But listen, with Tomiyasu, if it's close, fantastic. I said at the time quite a while ago, there's no point rushing him back. There's no point whatsoever. You've got a backup fullback who plays in that position in Cedric, so you play him. You don't need to rush back Tomiyasu. You know what I mean? There's enough games left in the season for him to come back and help us out, do a job. You understand? There's no point rushing him back. So yeah, be great. So hopefully, if Arsenal get the 3 points tomorrow, hope they celebrate like mad. Hope they celebrate till the cows come home. I want to hear what the next ex-footballer or current footballer or manager or whoever else hates Arsenal are going to complain about this time. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? They over celebrated. I said, "Wow, okay, cool." It's madness, absolute madness. But yeah, man, it's the thing of like some Arsenal fans. I have to ask myself sometimes, like, what is it you want, man? What is it you want? Like the team are winning games of football. The football's better. They know deep down with a few more signings, Arsenal can again take another step up. But like I said, I don't know what they expect Mikel Arteta to do, like the ones that just refuse to give him any credit. Because listen, we ain't been a successful side for a very long time. Now, people might argue and say, "What are you talking about? You've got 4 FA Cups in however many amount of years and this and that." But there's a lot of clubs that would love to have won 4 FA Cups in the last, was it? Oh God, the last 7 or 8 years. But Arsenal's a big football club. We have prestigious history, and we're not where we want to be, and haven't been for a very, very long time. You've seen clubs like Chelsea and the likes of Man City and Liverpool has been massive, just overtaken us in so many different facets. So yeah, that's all done lots, man. I don't mess around, man. Spotted them things. There's some crazy people on YouTube, man. I'll tell you, man. Even I saw it go slightly off topic with I saw what's his name? United fan. Said. I think he done like a show where he got fans to come on and whatever. And the guys tried to bloody he tried to like he basically tried to flash on the live stream. I'm thinking, why would you come on and do that on someone's channel like that? I don't get it, man. I generally don't understand why he would do that. If you love football and you like certain YouTubers and you know you get on you're lucky enough to get on their channel, why would you come on and do something like that? That's mad to me. I don't understand why someone would do that. Damn one, 7 years. Is that what was I asking before? You gave me that answer. You gave me that answer. What did I say before, Dan one? If you're still there, mate, or Don one, so shall I say? But yeah, people, if there's no more questions, I am gonna. Yeah, it was mad. It was mad. I couldn't believe when I saw that. Luckily, you know what? He was on the money though side, and he got rid of the guy ASAP before he could even do anything. So fair play to him, man. But it baffles me with some people. Honestly, does. Honestly, I don't get it. But people, that's me over and done with live Q&A, man. Oh, someone said something in the chat. Yeah, like I said, I'll put this on my IGTV and I'll put this on my Anchor on Spotify so you can again once hear my dulcet tones. People, big game tomorrow. Like I said, I think we'll get a draw, but obviously if we get the win, absolutely we'll be buzzing. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah, a lot of clubs would be happy with that Don one. They'll be very happy with that. It's not. Listen, there's some clubs that haven't won the FA Cup probably in a couple of people's lifetimes, let alone just mine. So, yeah, massive game tomorrow. Palace and No Mugs, they've got some very, very good players, and they're a very different Crystal Palace to the one that we saw under Roy Hodgson. We got a good result there last season, beat them 3-1. Pepe bagged the brace, and Martinelli got the winning goal to go 2-1. But yeah, it's a different Palace side this time. But you know what? These are the games you have to go and win. So people, give me your virtual waves and goodbyes, because I am going to check out. As I said, people, got Cannon Chatter, my fantastic bestie from Northwest, Lottie, who represents Cannon Chatter. Go and follow their channel. Tommy, I'll see you soon. Lottie, I'll see you soon. People in the chat, thank you for your interaction on a late Sunday night. Big up to Tommy and Mr. Silver Fox. Yes, your host, Albert JTV. New background. Got some legends in the background there, man. Love them. But yeah, like I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, which I'm sure you have done anyway, and pass on the word. But like I said, I'll be on tomorrow for on the Same Old Arsenal channel with Amanda and James Cook for the post match. And once again, thank you people who tuned in to episode 12 of my life stories with Kenny Ken. Absolutely fantastic. Kenny, I knew he'd be brilliant anyway, but it was brilliant life stories with him. It was also great to get his opinion on sort of the YouTube stroke social media aspect of it as well. And he said some very, very to the point and on the money things. Fantastic guest. Kenny Ken, my big bro, man. Thank you, man. Once again, thank you, mate. Let me go to the chat quickly. Here we go. There we go. I've gone way too far up, man. Let me go down. Massive game coming, you guys. Yeah, people. Let's say good night for a late Sunday evening. If I can find my outro, that'll help, innit? Well, people, much love. Thank you for your constant support. And Albert JTV will be back again another day for a live Q&A. But as for tomorrow's night game at Crystal Palace, come on, you Gunners.